Real talk, the metaphor messiah, man. I got this one. Let's go. You ever seen the morning star? Mr. Metaphor Messiah, back to show you who we are. I represent a legacy, up high here like the 70s. A different kind of mind, they say we only speak in melodies. Legend in the game.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dead on Dave, coming at you live from Germany, as always. And it's your Sunday show. A little bit different this week. We got a very special guest, and unfortunately, due to some situation that happened a little bit earlier, she's unable to be on camera. But you know what? It's still more sexy because she's here. We are joined today by the one, the only, AriaNina. What's going on, Nina?
Hi.
How you doing? Thanks
Not
for coming
much,
on.
Just in my car. No worries.
There are a
It's
lot
so
of
hot in my
disappointed
car.
people. Well, wherever you are, it gets instantly hotter. I'm 100% sure of that. So, yes, the flirting will be awkward and a lot. I apologize. I am disgusting. Oh well, it's part of.
That's okay.
It's the cross I bear. All right, so I mean, let's not gild the lily too much here. First, how are you doing today? You doing well?
I'm good. I'm just really hot. It's 90 in my car and I'm sweating, but I'm good.
Oh no,
I'm good.
Well,
Chilling. I'm happy to be on.
I appreciate it once again. Now, you and I, we've just recently started talking because, for those of you who don't know, I did a show about 10 days ago where we were talking about the entire situation that you were involved with Ice Poseidon, and I brought in the only cam girl that I know, Koala, who is very low on the cam girl totem pole, but she gave perspective on the entire situation that I simply didn't have. So came in, beat you up just a little bit, and it was nothing personal, of course. But you didn't like that very much, so you kind of threw a little bit out on Twitter, and we talked, and we got into the DMs, and now you're here.
That's right. Very true.
So let's start
Now
there.
we're here.
Yeah, so let's start there.
Okay.
What specifically about the entire situation with Ice Poseidon and really the conversation that I had with Koala did you have a problem with?
Well, I just didn't like how a cam girl from another site who has no idea anything about me or my dynamic has something to say about me. I mean, that's just unrealistic. I mean, I don't even know her, or has she ever seen me? I think she didn't even say she's watched me. So
Yeah.
I think putting a perspective on something you don't know about is uneducated and stupid.
I think that's fair to an extent, but I think what she was
Yeah.
trying to get across, and I think what is relevant, is you guys are in the same industry, and when someone on top is doing something that might hurt someone on bottom, it does seem there is something to be said about that. Now, let's get into those things for what they are. Now, I don't have a problem with you almost completely across the board. I love the way that you're aggressive. I love the way that you own everything that you do. I think that you handle it in this culture, in this climate, about as well as anybody possibly can. But I'm not really a fan of some of the outing and such. I feel that it can hurt not only your business, but other people like Koala's as well, because it is a trust-based industry. I mean, at the end of the day, there are people who are paying for a service and hoping that the God that it never comes out. So how do you feel about that? And was that properly represented?
Well, I feel like everybody at the end of the day forgets that nobody was ever my client. Nobody was ever a friend at my job. Nobody visited my job. So outside of my job, Shay Carl specifically, was pestering me. And if somebody comes up to you and wants the same services as your job but doesn't want to pay for it, that's annoying.
Yeah, it can be. I can see that.
I mean, he had nothing to do with my job, and other cam girls attack me from my site too. They're like, "Oh, I can't believe it." I'm like, why don't you just read anything that I post? Why does nobody educate themselves before they form a stupid opinion, you know?
I think that is probably a big misconception out there, is I think most people, and me to an extent, believe that he was a client of yours. So there was never any...
Not at all.
Okay. So what exactly was the nature of your guys' relationship? Take me through this story first. I think this is, well, people who may not know, this is a good place to start.
Well, he messaged me at 3 a.m. And I was about to take a flight, so I was up, and I was like, oh, hey. I couldn't even believe Shay Carl messaged me. And I was like, oh, my God, is this real? And then, like, an hour later, he sends me a dick pic. So, first of all, essentially, I think he just wanted to be outed anyways, because who sends a dick pic to somebody within an hour of talking to them? And I didn't even ask for it. So it was just weird. And then he would constantly hit me up really late at night. And it's just, I don't really care. I mean, it's Shay Carl, so I was like, okay, I'll respond. But once I was on vacation and I was going through some stuff and he was just really bothering me. And I was like, that's it. I fucking had it. And then he said about his kid, don't talk about his kid. And I was like, fuck you. That's it. Bye.
So the nature of your guys' relationship, there was no money that ever exchanged between the two of you. But would you say that you guys had was there a relationship that was based off of emotions? What type of relationship would you classify it with? Shay Carl?
Well, I think he just wanted to hit me up to like jerk off, and he of course wanted to like meet up. He's like, oh, one day we'll meet up. Like, I wish I could come over. So I think the intent was there that he was going to do something with me. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I probably would have because it's me. So yeah, but that was about it. He just wanted to hook up, I guess.
And okay, so that's an interesting thing, because I think a lot of people think he was your client. So you have actually never outed a client, a paying customer. It's never happened.
No.
What's your stance on it? Do you feel that there is a proper time where something like that should happen, or are you're all about protecting your privacy as well as theirs?
For a client? Well, I mean, nobody at my job really tells me they're married. I don't really, like, I clock in and I clock out. It's my job, right? And the people that I do talk to offline, usually I don't think I've ever talked to anybody who is married. And I don't think I would really even care, whatever. It's their business.
Right.
I don't ask about it, and I surely wouldn't tell.
No, I think that's completely fair. Now, you mentioned the fact that, you clock in, you clock out. It's a job. For those people who don't know, what exactly does your job entail? What is a cam girl? I think a lot of people have a lot of assumptions about it, and they kind of put them in the same realm as, a prostitute almost. Let's clarify exactly
it's
what
shocking.
you do. It is kind of fucked up.
Well, cam girls, this is so terrible to say, but I think we have a hierarchy, and most of the top girls don't even ever do anything sexual. So when somebody's like, oh yeah, she puts a dildo in her pussy, like, before I do that, I've made a substantial amount of money. It's a great day. It's like money's flowing in, and I will do something as like a thank you. But occasionally I'll just get topless, naked, and then like rub oil on my body or get blackout drunk and laugh, and then that's it.
I'm assuming there's like dirty talk and things like that go into whatever needs to happen to,
Not really. I mean, I'll spank myself once in a while, but it's not very sexual. I think it's more of just like a hangout, but naked.
Oh, okay.
That's how my room dynamic is anyways. I mean, other girls are like on there masturbating for sure, but I stay away from that.
Was that because you've kind of had to get to this point, or was it always that way? Did you have a time where you were kind of a little bit more graphic?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you have to work your way to the top, right?
Right.
But once you learn how to work your way there, I don't think anybody really wants to go back to being over-sexualized and stuff. It gets kind of annoying after a while.
Oh, I can imagine. Tell me about you a little bit, because I don't think anybody really knows much about you. So, I mean, how did you get into this line of work? And is it's just a job, as you said. So, I mean, how do you feel about it?
I love my job. It's super awesome. I've been able to get 2 homes. I've been able to travel. I got into it 4 years ago. This month is 4 years. And my friend told me about it, my guy friend. And then I started, and then I cannot stop. I literally, every day, I pretty much work, or every second day. I'm addicted to my job.
Does it fit your personality anyway? Are you a very sexual person, or is this kind of counter to who you are?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I watch porn probably 5 times a day. 4 or 5 times a day, for sure. I love porn.
Yeah, she's going to be my future ex-wife, guys. The title is Accurate. Accurate title.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's a lot of porn,
Sorry, there's a helicopter passing me.
No, that's fine.
But yeah, I love porn. I love to get fucked. I mean, nobody ever like hangs out with me. I live kind of in the middle of nowhere, so.
Well, now, I've seen a couple of your posts on your Twitter where you've said you've actually haven't had a lot of sex recently.
No.
So
no.
Why do you think that is? I mean, like, is there this, obviously there's a stigma about being a cam girl, but I mean, people that you work with and stuff, or people that you hang out with, does that come into play constantly? Do you find it just intimidating, or is that just part of being, let's just call it what it is, a smoking hot woman?
Well, I mean, I got out of a relationship and then I was like, I don't really want to like do that again or meet anyone for a while. So I was just like, okay, I'm just going to work and do that. And everybody thinks I'm just some big whore who just fucks everybody. And I mean, I want to be, but I just don't want to leave my house.
So the pizza boy delivery is not an accurate friggin' representation. I mean, it was as much porn as you want. Just like,
yeah. No, I mean, I'm going on a date on Monday, so I'm excited. He's a YouTuber. I'm not going to say who yet, but I like
big,
YouTubers.
little YouTuber?
I don't know.
Big,
they tickle my fancy.
Do they? You have a type, huh?
Almost 1 million subscribed.
Oh, he's
almost 1 million
bigger
subscribers.
YouTuber. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys already talked about the possibility of, going public with it if things go well? I mean, anything like that? Or...
Having kids? Absolutely.
Not that.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm sure he hangs out with a whole bunch of other girls who are YouTubers who are like, known for being a bit trashier too. So I'm sure he doesn't care.
That's interesting. You think that's going to cause any problems for you or the YouTuber? Because there is this stigma around you that you, like I even said, it's people take a chance when if they're going to, be associated with you because of the stigma that is around you. Do you feel that's fair?
Absolutely. I mean, I've built that myself. I've done that. So for sure. I mean, if he's worried about it, then it is what it is. I don't know. I can't reassure anybody if he pisses me off. I'm kind of a public person, which is terrible. And even if I don't out him at my job, I sometimes just get drunk and say how I feel anyways. So I don't know. I think you just have to be comfortable with his life put on blast.
So you're human, basically. At the end of the day, I mean, you're human. You can get angry, you can get spiteful, just like any other person walking this planet. There's nothing that is motivated by any other actions as far as trying to social climb or anything like that, which you've been accused of by other people.
Yeah, everyone's like, everyone says that about Shay Carl and stuff. No, Shay Carl just really irritated me. If I wanted to social climb, I would have done it from, 3 months ago or 6 months ago or whenever, it first happened.
Right, because it didn't really seem like you capitalized off of it as far as like trying to do other things. Really, I haven't seen a lot of you doing too much until the Ice Poseidon incident, so which was interesting. So,
I lay low.
Yeah, it seems like it. So it kind of bust a myth bust a hole right in that myth that people like to say, well, she's just doing it to become relevant. It doesn't really seem like that's the case. I mean, where has she been?
And I think it's really funny too. They're like, oh, you want to be relevant. But the thing is I get naked for 18 and older, right? So it's not really a similar demographic anyways. It really wouldn't benefit me. As I was telling Ice Poseidon when we were hanging out, I was like, look, this isn't going to benefit me. I'm just doing this as a nice favor for you. I'm sure, it might have a little, but I was like, hey, it's probably going to benefit you more than anyone.
Right. How did that situation happen with Ice Poseidon? What was the goal of it? How did this come about? Because this kind of took a lot of people aback, and that was before the big fucking dummy that he is. As I said, I don't like the guy very much. Never have, never will. That was before he left his fucking stream on. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was really funny.
But again, not a situation that you put out there. He put that situation out there, not you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how did this come about? Did he contact you? You contact him? What happened?
He did. I think he followed me first, or maybe I followed him. I don't know. I think he was following me, and then he messaged me or I messaged him. I don't know. We've been talking for a couple months before he was dating Caroline. And then he hit me up and he's like, hey, do you have free time next week? So I flew my mom out. She watched my dogs. I drove over. We hung out. And then we did the stream.
So
and
it was a Chatterbait stream that you guys decided to do.
That's right.
So how was that supposed to go? And did it go the way it was supposed to?
I don't think it went the way it's supposed to for him. Like, he was like, nothing sexual. Like, I don't want it to like go too crazy. I think he was being respectful for his girlfriend. Right. And I was like, fuck me. Like, come on. Like, he's so cute and he's pretty nice. And I was like, just bang me. I didn't know his friend was going to be there either. And everyone's like, you're so mean to turn his friend down. I'm like, I let this random stranger touch my tit, you know, like.
Right.
I thought that was nice of me, you know, like.
as another fat guy that's kind of looks like that dude a little bit. I thank you on behalf of all fat guys who doesn't get to touch such a wonderful boob. So thank you for that.
Oh,
you did the
thank
Lord's
you.
work, you know. Jesus,
It wasn't
magnanimous.
Honestly, it wasn't about his looks. I just feel like he really wasn't excessively friendly. And I saw after I didn't like do anything with him, he was liking tweets saying that I look ugly and that I'm mean and I should eat dog shit. And I was like, wow, this guy's really like vindictive and rude. And I was like, thank God I didn't do anything. Not that I would have, but I could tell by his personality that he was just kind of an asshole and he felt entitled. And I was like, no way.
So the stream happens, you know, where they're talking about everything.
Right.
They go off air. Well, they think they did, and all this stuff comes out where they're talking about you and not the nicest of context. And how did you find out about it, and what did you feel about how it happened?
Well, everyone's been bombarding my room, my chat room, with like Reddit posts and everything. So as soon as it happened, I got it. I got tweets about it. And I didn't think that message was too incriminating, to be honest. But, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It
was an interesting thing because there is some room for interpretation with the entire conversation. You know, some people are saying that he straight up admitted to doing something with you, and other people were like, no, he wasn't saying in that context. And then, of course, his friend, you know, Mr. Greek there, he straight up said that you were down to fuck, that you were ready to go. And that was not the case, apparently.
Greek is so, like, super rude. As soon as I met him, he was, like, kissing my ass. He's like, I'm so sorry for the things I said. Like, you're so beautiful. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I'm not there for you. I don't even know you. He's like, have you watched my streams? I'm like, never. Like, I don't know you. And he was super rude. Like, no, I wouldn't fuck him. I was down to fuck Ice, and things did happen between me and him, whether he wants to deny it or not. I don't really care. He has a girlfriend, so I try and be as respectful as possible, but sure, things did hapen.
What did you think about the response that they would do after that, where they would go on and really tear you to fucking pieces? I actually, now I don't know if you heard this part when I was talking about, I had a problem with what he did. I didn't like the way that they went about it. Regardless of anything else, you didn't out the guy. You didn't go to Carolina, as far as I know. You didn't do anything like that. So for him to trash you in the way that he did, I was like, this is a little bit fucked up. And it seems like he was able to get away with it because of your perceived reputation.
True, but no, Caroline did. Okay, what happened is Caroline messaged me and she's like, you were mean to Andy and for not having sex with him. And I was just so appalled by her stupid, dumb, idiot response. I'm like, if you want to fuck him, then you do it, idiot. Like, you're so gross. And then I quote tweeted it and I said, well, you should check my lipstick stain on your boyfriend's pants. And that's how he got upset, and that's how it all transpired.
Okay. Now so she attacked you basically and said that you should fuck this guy that you don't want to fuck with. So you kind of just put her in her place. Be like, maybe you should be worried about your boyfriend that I just fucking sucked off.
Right? And I was like, why don't you fuck Andy then, you fucking, like, gross. Ew. So yeah, I put her in her place, and I was like, and then he got mad because I did that. And then I don't think his response would have been the same if I hadn't done that. But I think he was really upset by that.
I don't really blame you for it. I mean, like, I part of me want to be like, well, maybe you shouldn't have done that. But at the same time, you didn't go to her. She came to you. There seems to be so much of the story that is completely all messed up. Like, nobody seems to, including some of the things that I had. So I apologize for anything that I may have misrepresented. Because it's important for me to try to get stuff right. I don't want to make anybody look bad in any fucking light, especially when some of the information is askew and based off of perception instead of reality. So again, I really appreciate you being here to kind of put this in the right perspective.
No problem.
So all this was out there. You put out the tweet that she sent you, or that the message that she sent you. So you protect yourself. It seems like you don't have a problem with throwing stuff down.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything off the get-go. Like, I don't really care to. I had a date after with somebody who was famous. So I had my own shit to do. And I think he was also thrown off that I had a date after. He was all like, oh, you have a date? I'm
Right.
like, yeah, I have to go. And so, I mean, I wasn't going to say anything, but as soon as she attacked me, I was like, shut up. I could have done so much worse, but I felt bad for her. So I was like, I won't.
He seemed to really have a big hang up with that like almost like he was jealous over the fact that you had a date right after it. I mean, why did it matter? I mean,
Yes.
to me, it's just like, what
Right?
the fuck does it matter? But he really hammered that home. It seemed like he was trying to feed into the perception
that I'm
you're,
like a big whore.
Right, that you're a bad person. In fact, he said those words. He called you a slut. He called you a whore. He called you some really nasty shit. But he didn't really offer any evidence to it other than that you had a date after him, which, why is that relevant here? Especially if his part of the story is true and you didn't do anything with him. So why would it be relevant?
Yeah. Well, he also has a girlfriend, so he's like, oh, she's bad, but he's not. He like went straight to her house. So I'm like, you know what? Like, two can play that game, man. We're both playing it, so I don't know.
That's fair enough. I'm sure it was not a very easy situation. I think people forget that you have a family and shit as well, which is kind of you hit me a little bit in the DMs. Is I felt bad when I found out that your family watches this. Your family watches some of these things. They see the things that people say.
They do.
People don't realize that. It's kind of messed up.
Yeah, my mom was on Reddit after, and she was like really sad that people would say mean things. And I'm like, Mom, you don't go on Reddit ever. Like, it's a funny place. But she doesn't understand that there's like trolls and people do things to get a reaction. And I was like, don't look at that, Mom.
But at the same time, the profession that you're in, and there is a stigma around it.
Absolutely.
And your mom knows too.
Oh, for sure.
And is she supportive of your profession?
Yeah, both my mom and dad, they'll call me before work. They're like, we love you. And they'll FaceTime me together and they'll be like, we just want to wish you a good day at work. And we hope you make lots of money. And they're very supportive.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I can see some parents not being as cool about stuff like that. It's kind of funny. Your parents are completely accepting, but people that do not know you, have nothing to do with you, want to basically burn you at the fucking stake.
Right. I think it's because they don't know me. That's the thing. Like, I stay at my home every day, all day. I walk my dogs in the morning. I go to the gym. I juice organic vegetables. I'm pretty boring. So whenever people see any side of me, it's either a vindictive side or it's me getting naked. So they don't really know, who I am aside from my persona or my job,
Well, do you want them to be fair? I mean, part of this is kind of the fact that you get to hide behind a persona. You get to play a character in some instances, So is that sometimes your benefit, or do you just kind of wish the wall would be shattered and people would see you for who you are?
No, I don't really care. I mean, it's boring. Like, nobody, if you watch my streams online, I talk about my day. I'm like, yeah, I like juiced some kale and turmeric. Like, I really just don't do anything crazy. So, I mean, if people want to see that side, they can watch my streams and listen to the things I say, but they just choose to see what they want to see,
So you basically do a talk show where you get naked and do stuff sometimes. So you basically do what I do, but you're naked more than I am, which unfortunately I have taken my shirt off on this stream. It's for the detriment of all my viewers, but it's happened a couple of times.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's sexy.
No. Not even a little. I appreciate the pity, but no, it's something that no one should have to endure. Trust me, my dear Nina.
Aww.
Now, I know that you don't have an overabundance amount of time. So let me ask you a couple things, too, because we were talking about some of your background. Now, you are currently living in the United States, but you're not from the United States. Where are you from?
I'm from Canada. I don't really like to say because Canada is pretty small and everybody knows everybody, but I do live in Canada and I hate it.
Yes, I found that very interesting. You're a self-loathing Canadian. Yeah. Holy God. That is amazing. Just not a fan, huh?
No, absolutely not. It's cold. Alcohol is very expensive and taxes are very high.
Yeah. So do you do primarily all your work here then, or in the United States, I should say?
No, I mean, it's really online. So
you can do whatever you want.
I do most of my stuff. Yeah, I just travel, but most of the time I'm in Canada. So I'm just kind of on vacation right now.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess I misunderstood that. I didn't know you were on vacation in California or in the United States. Excuse me. Doxia, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I have a house here, so I just come and visit for a while.
And as Huffman Hangout in the chat just asked, does she like hockey though? Go ahead and answer that, and let's see the backlash.
No, but I made out with Ryan Kessler one time. I was super drunk at a party, and I think I was like 17, and I made out with him.
Wait a second. You made out with Ryan Kessler when you were 17?
I could have been 17 or 16 or
But you were underage.
18 or 19.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, most likely, because I remember I had a fake ID. So.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan Kessler, you bad boy, you. Oh my. Oh my. Now I'm sure you've had a lot of instances like that with a lot of people that celebrities and such. Is that fair or no? It's kind of mundane life.
Oh, no, whenever I go out, I do it big. Like, I party with Paris Hilton, or
really?
I do it up really big. I was trying to sleep with Holly Madison's husband. Do you know Holly Madison, the ex-Playboy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to sleep with Pasquale one time with another cam girl at EDC, and Holly Madison came up from behind, and she's like, what's happening here? And we were like, oops, sorry.
And now, when
My
you
bad.
do... No, right? It's like, I tripped and fell and fucked your ex. Sorry.
I know. I was like trying to suck his dick. I'm sorry about that.
Good God. That's pretty great. Now, but when you're partying and everything, this is all your personal life. I'm trying to make this very clear to people. This is your personal life. This is not work-related stuff.
Nope. I do go out occasionally as my personal self, very randomly, like once a month or once every 2 months. I'll go out and then I'll just go wild.
Now,
hang out with famous people.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Are you interested in like talking about that stuff one day, like doing a podcast? I mean, that could be some really interesting stuff, or is that things you want to keep private?
No, I'm an open book. You can always ask me. I've been on a bunch of dates with famous people. I've DM'd. I mean, we play sometimes a game in my room where I DM people for fun, and I'll just message like famous people. I've talked to so many YouTubers, so many famous people, so I don't mind talking about it.
I'm wondering, because I think you got a show right there. Like, if you want to like host a podcast where you just talk about all the crazy shit that you get into with these celebrities, I mean, people will eat that shit up. It'll also help kind of personalize you too a little bit more. And the fact is, even though you're talking, yeah, it could be a lot of fun. In fact, I might have to talk to you about that. Maybe do a weekly goddamn thing, because that could be a hell of a lot of fun, actually. And might as well capitalize on it if I'm able. So it's like, hey, maybe we could talk about that, because that could be really interesting. Because while you do talk about...
Did you just say if I'm anal?
Well, no, but now that we're on the subject... No, I'm kidding. I'm disgusting.
I'm
a disgusting... yeah, well...
What?
I went... I'm trying not to be too crass, but... yeah, I know. I'm a party pooper, right? It's awful. I know. But the funny thing is, bringing that up... Now... Going through your Twitter, I could tell that is a position you do tend to enjoy, because there's a lot of videos, a lot of pictures that have representation in there. That's pretty.
Yeah.
What is it about it? Because you seem to enjoy that quite a bit. So what is it about it?
I don't know. I've actually never done it with anybody, but I just do it with like toys and stuff. So I don't know. Everyone's like, what? I can't believe it, but I want to. But I was in a relationship, and he thought that God would hate him if he did that. So I don't know.
This is not what God intended.
But he sold pot, right? He did sell pot, and he's like, well, I can't do anal because God would be mad. I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Good
For sure.
Lord. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Oh my God. It's kind of weird. Do you find that there's a lot of duality like that when people are, with you and around you and stuff, because of considering what you do and your perception, and then people will act a certain way? Do you find a lot of hypocrisy with the people that you hang out with, or no?
I mean, yeah, I think nobody can differentiate that I'm a human and my job's different. Even if they get to know me, if I've been dating somebody, they're just like, well, I hate your job and I don't like it. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever. Bye then. I don't know. My job is a part of me, and it keeps me afloat and my bills paid, so they can go away if they don't like it.
What do you think is the most unfair thing that people call you?
I don't really care. I mean, if people don't know me and they call me a whore or a slut or a bad person, then it just has no effect to me because I don't know them, right? Who are they? They hide behind a Twitter picture, or they don't even post a picture, and they're just like, I hope you die. And I'm like, okay, well, you have a nice day. Like, I don't know you. Like, that's not going to affect me in any way, shape, or form.
Right. If
If my mom said, like, you're a whore and you're terrible, I'd be, like, devastated. But my parents love me, so I think that's the most important part.
Well, there's one term that got thrown around with the Ice Poseidon thing. After his explanation video, one of the worst explanation videos in the history of YouTube, by the way. There was one term that was used.
Did he made an explanation?
He tried. I mean, that fumbling fucking thing that he and Greek did, where they it was basically trash you session. I mean, that's all it really was. But he used one term and one phrase that is being used in the chat at the moment as well, and that is homewrecker. In fact, at one point they said you get off on destroying relationships, and you have said to be fair, on Twitter, I have seen you say you are into married men. What's all that?
I have no idea how it started or where it came from, but I do. And you know what? If people want to call me a homewrecker, I find it almost like a compliment. I don't know. I do really like it. I love married men. When I was 16, I dated a married guy for like 3 years. I totally loved it.
What is it about
married guys are hot.
What is it about
I have no idea. It's just so hot. Like, you just meet up in public and like fuck, and then you're just like, okay, bye. Like, or it's just like risky, you know? We went to Vegas and he had like a wife, and I learned his wife was pregnant. I was like, oh my God, I felt bad. But then I was like, whatever.
So you just
not
let it
me.
go.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just, I like it. It's naughty. You're not supposed to do it.
So they were kind of right on that. That is something that you get off on.
It's true. That is a bad quality about me for sure. I don't think it's bad, but other people do.
It works for you, and the reality is anybody who does get involved, they're making a decision, they're making a choice for whatever reason that's going on in their own personal life. So, I mean, really, that is between you and them. But I think it's fair to note that. And I like that you own that, by the way, because a lot of people wouldn't have. A lot of people would have sat here and just lied about it, which you could have easily done, by the way. You could have just completely lied about it.
I love married men for sure. And everyone's like, well, no married men will want to date you after like Shay Carl. And I'm like, listen, I've dated a whole bunch of married dudes and I haven't told their wives. So just don't tick me off.
Everyone loves married men except the women that we're married to. And they tend not to.
Yeah. That's right.
So someone's got to love the married men, I guess, because Lord knows the wives don't. That's unfortunate.
That's so terrible, but true.
It tends to be true. My wife hates me, so it tends to be fucking true.
Oh, you're married?
I am, yeah, surprisingly, right?
Well, hit me up in the DMs.
Oh, God. My life just got more interesting. Holy shit. Yes, I am. I've been married 15 years, as a matter of fact.
No way. That's incredible. Good for you.
Yeah, it's good. If you ever watch my show, you'll hear all the wonderful stories about that. It's a fun. I'm kind of like you. I'm very open. Talk about everything. You know, we don't really hold back on stuff, which is fun. Because it makes it easier to own stuff, which is something that you seem to be an expert at.
I have no reason to lie. I'm confident in who I am, and I like the choices that I do. And if I didn't, then I wouldn't do them. So I got to own up to it.
Do you feel that it would be easier, though, if maybe you weren't so open about these things?
Maybe, but then I wouldn't be myself, and I feel like going to my job would fucking suck, not being myself. I'm over-sexualized at my job for sure. I'm like, oh yeah, you know, but I do love porn, so I don't know. I mean, it's so hard. There's definitely a persona of me online, but, you know, it blends. But I do like to talk about my real life, so I don't know.
I think it's pretty fair. Yeah, I like that. I think it's a fair answer. I do. I think it's a completely fair answer. What are you supposed to say there? It makes my life easier just to be open. Okay. Totally
just to be myself. Yeah.
That's pretty good. All right, I like that. I know that you didn't have a lot of time. Are you about out of time, or can you go a little bit longer? Or
no, I can go a little bit longer, no problem.
Oh yeah, all right. Now, unfortunately, like I said, she wasn't able to be on camera today. I know, put it away, guys. Yeah, I know what you were expecting, but no, she's hanging with us, and I really appreciate that. So, okay, On the same track of everything that we've talked about so far, you know, with misrepresentation, it seems like you've owned all of that pretty well. Let's go forward. Let's go into what's next. I mean, obviously this cam girl thing isn't going to be forever, or is it something that you do tend to think that you're going to be doing for a long time?
I have no idea. I mean, camming is pretty uncertain. I don't know what'll be next, but I already have 2 homes. So I think the more homes I could buy, the better, because I have 1 rented out. And then, you know, when I go to my other home, the other home's rented. So 1 is always rented. I'm just paying 1 mortgage, and it gives me a little extra too. So, I mean, I like buying homes at the end of the day, which I think will be great as an investment.
Property's pretty safe most of the time until the bubble bursts, and then you're kind of screwed, but shouldn't happen for a while, so you should be fine there. What's the long-term goal?
Yeah. I think I just want to get married and have kids at some point. I want to pay off my homes and then just live my life in a nice big home with kids.
Now, you've talked, it's funny, the marriage would be is that a short-term goal, something you want to do in the next 5 years, or something that you're looking at longer after that?
Well, I'm hoping to get married on Monday to the YouTuber that I'm going on a date with. So
no
hopefully
pressure,
by
YouTuber.
Monday I'll be married. I know.
No pressure at all, buddy.
He has kids too, and he has kids, and I'm like, do you want more? Like, is it okay if I poke holes in the condom? He's like, haha, sure.
That's pretty funny. Oh, man. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, with this date coming up and all of that, that's notwithstanding, because you do date, do you find it harder to date because of what you do? Do you find a lot of men are intimidated by you, or are they kind of, like with me, relaxed by the fact that you are the way that you are about you're open about it? So do you feel that there is an intimidation, or is it easier?
No one likes my job ever. Yeah. And it's much harder. And especially because I make a good amount of money, it's extremely intimidating to everybody. Like if I say I have 2 homes and I meet somebody and they're in their like 20s, they're like, well, I rent. And then they pick at me, and then I just feel bad. And they're like, well, I would want to have a home first. I'm the man. And I'm like, okay, well, this is just fucking wrong. Like, bye. It's really tough.
Fair enough.
Most cam girls have husbands, and their husbands just stay at home. So it's kind of a different dynamic for being a cam girl, I feel like.
Oh, I would think so.
Yeah.
Now, I got some questions.
It's challenging.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Balancing it all out, it's got to be. How could it not be?
Yeah.
I got some questions from some viewers, and they're actually not awful. Sure. So I was expecting to get some really terrible questions. If you guys have some more, go ahead and throw them in the chat right now. We'll get to as many as we can. This is from Zork the Enabler on Twitter. What's the weirdest thing that you've done on camera?
Geez, I don't know. I just do pretty basic stuff. I don't think I've done anything really crazy. Maybe just like paint my body. I mean, I've seen weird shit.
Right.
Seeing weird shit, I think is different, but I've never really done anything too weird. I just like have a bubble bath or put oil on my body. I don't think I've done anything crazy. Maybe sometimes people will pay me to like eat chips in the microphone.
ASMR?
That's pretty weird. Yeah. Pickles. We were doing that the other day. Someone was like, can you eat a pickle slowly? But people love to get me drunk. I think that might be weird. I drank an excessive amount.
Oh, good God. Uh-oh. Like, how much is an excessive amount?
Like, I could drink an entire, like, liter bottle of tequila and then a bottle of champagne.
Oh, shit. You're a tank.
Yeah.
You're a tank. Oh,
yeah.
My God. Follow up to the other question. Is there anything that you would like to do on camera that maybe you haven't had a chance to do?
I don't think so. I really just do what I want to do. I mean, if I feel like eating and like laying down, I'll do it. I do what I want.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry, my answers aren't more exciting.
No, they're perfectly good answers. No, I'm loving it. Let's go to Shanri's question, a good longtime friend of the channel. If you had time to visit a country, what country would you like to go to? And by the way, hi, Nina, greetings from Sweden.
Oh, I would like to go to Sweden, but I really want to go to Japan.
Oh, really? What's appealing about Japan?
I've been watching these YouTube videos about Canadian girls who marry Japanese guys and then they just like move over and like live their lives. And I'm like, this is so fascinating. I want to do it.
So,
Marry a stranger Japanese dude and then just like immerse yourself in it. I was like, I want that. Where do I sign up?
so you want to go to Japan to hunt? You want to go to Japan to manhunt?
Yeah.
Nice.
I feel like they do it online though. They like hook you up with somebody and then you just kind of like move in. I don't know. I was watching 2 girls and I was like, shit, this is common.
Is that something you would be interested in? Is actually just finding somebody online and then just going over there and just falling into a marriage?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yes, but I have to take my 3 dogs with me, so.
3 wow, that's a lot of dogs. That's a lot of dogs.
Yeah, I find them in the streets and then I can't say no. I'm like, I love you. You will be mine. It's okay.
That's pretty great. That's cute. That's adorable. Nina the dog lover. Bet you none of you guys write about that, assholes.
That's true. All of mine are rescues. One of my dog had a fractured skull. Somebody beat him so bad and I helped him get back to being a normal dog.
Wow. Good Lord. Look at you.
Yeah.
Nightmare Cloud.
I love animals.
Yeah, that's awesome. I do too. Even though I hate our cat, but whatever. Nightmare Cloud on Twitter says she hasn't had sex in a year. What makes you not have the urges to do so? Why haven't you had sex in a year?
So after my relationship, I just didn't want stress of hanging out with anybody. I felt like that relationship really destroyed me as a person. And I was just like, I need time before I even have sex with somebody. Just, I need to get back on my feet as a human being and be confident in things. And I was like, I just need time.
Now, to clarify a little bit, because I've seen a couple people say it in the chat now, you have not had sex, which I'm assuming you classify as purely intercourse, like D and the V, but now you have given blowjobs and such, though. Why doesn't that qualify?
Yes. Well, I don't think a blowjob is sex. Do you? Like,
well, shit. At this point, a handshake is sex to me. It's been that fucking long. Yes, absolutely. It does qualify for me. That's just my opinion, though. But why doesn't it for you?
I just didn't think it was sex. I mean, sex is like getting fucked and then choked until you're like almost dead, and then you like come. And to me, like just a blowjob is like boring.
Fair enough.
I'm like, no, that's not sex.
Fair enough. It's trick or treat candy compared to a full course meal, basically.
Right.
I don't know why that analogy even came close to working, but thanks for going with it. I appreciate it. Dawn of Danny on Twitter says, so, question of the century. Which do you pour first, milk or cereal?
I actually don't eat cereal.
It was actually a fake joke anyway. He said, jokes aside, ask her if she has any talents, such as writing or editing or anything like that, that people might not think that she's good at.
Oh, I like this question. Well, I went to school for international trade and importing and exporting goods. I love real estate. I also passed the real estate course. I'm really good at video editing. I've done that. Final Cut Pro. I love it. I'm good at building websites and doing things. I feel like I just have a whole bunch of small talents that also apply to my job. Like we have to edit our own profile in like CSS and HTML and stuff. And it's like pretty in-depth work. We edit our own videos. It's like, we're also, what are those people you talk to? Psychiatrists or what are those?
Yeah, therapists. Yeah.
Therapists. Yeah. I feel like I have all these talents and I just apply them to my job.
I don't think anybody expected that. Now, you have any aspirations to maybe start a YouTube channel or anything like that?
I really want to, but I don't know what my first YouTube video would be.
I think you should just do live shows. Do what I do. You don't really need any.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a lot of time. You just get on there, have guests. You could probably secure some awesome fucking guests. My God. You could probably get all kinds of people to come on there.
That would be really fun. Yeah, that would actually. I never even thought about that. I could have totally like a whole bunch of cam girls or something, you know?
Yeah. Just do
or
the
even
Nina
YouTubers.
hour. Yeah, do the Nina hour. You know, just the hour with Nina, and you can be somewhat provocative. You know, we've actually seen this a lot out of former porn stars and such. Lisa Ann has a very, very popular fantasy football show she does almost every day. There's a lot of people who have gone over into radio. That might be something that might be up your alley somewhere down the line.
That'd be really fun because I like camming, but sometimes it's really stressful. So I'm like, I need to think of other things to do on the side.
Yeah, it's definitely something, and it's so close to what you're doing. And, you know, in this instance, you don't have to put things up your ass. And that's always, sometimes it can be a benefit to not have to do that. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do it online if I didn't want to that day anyway.
Fair enough.
Like, I really pick and choose whatever I want to do. But still, yeah, I get it.
Okay.
I think my members would like it better, too, if I switched over to a platform where I don't get ripped off 50%.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if my boss is watching, but I'd rather make more of a cut.
You're up there towards the top of of your profession. I find that amazing that 50%. I find that incredible that they take that much. Why is that the case?
That's right. Well, because it's adult content. They can do whatever they want, and 50% is how it is. I mean, any website pretty much takes 50% from you.
Really? Wow,
it doesn't matter how good you are. They're like, we bring you the people and we supply it for you, so you are subjected to it.
Jesus, that's a steep price. Do you feel that's going to die, considering how easy it is nowadays to? I mean, you could start your own service if you wanted to. You have the clientele, I would assume. You have the fan base, and maybe even doing something on YouTube to help promote it. That's something you could kind of move into your own space if you wanted to. Any interest in that, or just it's easy the way it is?
I'd like to eventually, but right now it's just so easy, and work's been really good. So it's just like, why fix something that's not broken? You know, if I get into a rut, maybe I'll think about doing it. Or if I get too stressed out, I'm like, I should think about other things. But right now it's good.
Fair enough. What type of things do you like outside of, you know, your job and all of that? What type of things are you like YouTubers? I mean, do you watch YouTube? And if so, who do you watch?
I do. And, geez, who do I watch? I don't know. I like watching vloggers. I find them really interesting.
Oh, no, not the vloggers. Oh, God. Casey Neistat fan?
No, after he did his bit on CNN, I was like, fuck you, unsubscribe.
Yeah, I think there were some people who had that same reaction.
So gross. I didn't like it.
Fair enough.
I think when you become such a celebrity to some people, that you really shouldn't apply your political opinion on people. It doesn't matter if you're left or right. I just don't want to hear it at the end of the day. You know, I just want to watch a stupid 15-minute clip of somebody doing something in their life because I do nothing. So I don't want to hear about anybody's political opinion. That's it.
They just kind of want your entertainment, keep your agenda out of it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the NFL needs to learn that lesson. You know, just keep the agenda out of it. Entertain us. Entertain us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to feel conflicted or have a debate or a conversation. It's just like, do your job and then on your own time, talk to your friends and family about it. I don't know.
Pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. Is there, okay, let's have a little fun. 5 YouTubers that you would like to go on a date with.
Ooh. Jeez. Well, the one I'm going on, I don't want to put my foot in my mouth, because if I go on a date with this guy and then people send him this and they're going to be like, oh, she wants to like fuck your friends, which I can't say.
Fair enough. No, plead the fifth. Smart girl. Very smart. Okay.
I don't want that to come and bite me tomorrow.
That's fair enough. All right. Well, I mean, this has been a lot of fun so far. Let's get you out of here on this. Let's make it pretty easy.
All right.
Final things that you would kind of like to say to anybody who criticizes you in any way, people that maybe don't understand everything. What's the big thing that you would like to get across that maybe you just haven't been able to?
Well, I think the most important thing is to remember at the end of the day, I'm a human being. And like you said, my mom reads these posts and, you know, I have a family and I love my dogs and I'm just a normal human being. And sometimes maybe just see past that. I don't know that don't send me death threats because I get like 10 a day. And
do you really?
That's just like, yeah, it's a bit much.
That is a bit much.
I get comments like you should be raped and killed. And I'm like, oh, you know, really? Do I want to wake up to that? Right. I'm just a person doing my job. And if I'm not doing it, somebody else is going to be doing it. And if I portray myself as a villain, then I'm a villain. If you don't like it, don't watch, don't subscribe to it, don't listen. That's all, you know, I'm just me.
There you go. It doesn't really get much
Yeah.
simpler than that. I like that. Now, final thing here.
Yeah.
Are we cool? Are you and I good?
Of course. Yeah.
Because I was expecting you to
Of
beat me
course
up a
we
little
are.
bit. I hope that I didn't beat you up too bad in that other thing. And I'm actually glad that we got to talk, kind of clear some stuff up.
I'm not mad. And I think, you know, when I was listening to you, I didn't think you really knew the whole big picture. So, and nor did that cam girl. And I'm like, you know, I don't blame them. I do blame the cam girl. I'm like, oof, that's just, she called me, what did she call me? Shady or scummy? And I'm like, you know, who's scummier? You. That's just sad. But, you know, whatever.
No, I understand where you're coming from on that. I do, to an extent. But I mean, I do see where her opinion is valid to an extent if you were doing the things that you've been accused of. But since you haven't, the fact is, Shay Carl was not a client. Neither was Ice Poseidon.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't out either one of them, so I got that wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You have not fucking outed anybody. So what are we talking about at the end of the day?
Even if I did, and she's like, oh, it hurts the smaller people. The thing is that the people that visit me are not going to visit her. They're my clientele. I was watching another Twitch streamer about booby streamers, and he's like, the people who are there for that person. So at the end of the day, even if they felt, scared by it, then, it's going to affect me, not you.
I'm going to disagree with you on
relax.
that. I'm going to disagree with you a little bit there. I think that the perception that some of the people at the top does trickle down and affect people at the bottom. We have this all the time on YouTube. The Jake Paul conversation, people on the top of YouTube who are doing things that are hurting the entire perception of the platform does hurt the people at the bottom. It, especially in your profession where trust is so important. If there becomes this new outcry of we can't trust these cam girls to keep our privacy or to, just not out us, well, they're not going to go to these cam girls either if they're at the top or the bottom. So actually, I think she has a little bit of a point on that because it can affect them. You guys, you're the guardians of this. When you're at top, you have a responsibility to keep the business healthy. So no, I think I disagree with you.
Yeah, here's where I'm going to interject here. You said like Jake Paul, but Jake Paul also brought from Disney hundreds of thousands of these children over to YouTube and brought more people to the platform. Essentially, I brought more people to my platform. People should be thanking me that I bring more people over. People are more well-versed with it, whether it's good or bad. It's still publicity. Not what I wanted, but, still it's going to bring more people and more attention that cam girls exist and more people, whether it's good or bad. I don't know. I think there's two sides to every story, but I think just to blame me is
well, it's unfair
weird.
to put it all on your shoulders. I agree with that. Just like it was unfair to blame like PewDiePie. When everyone, there's a lot of people who still blame PewDiePie for the entire adpocalypse, which to an extent, I can understand the side of the argument because he is on top and his actions brought it. Now, granted, his actions were completely misconstrued and taken out of context and 100% wrong on the media for doing that to him. But it still did bring a giant backlash that is affecting everybody else on the platform right now who are not making money off monetization. So...
Yeah, but you can also argue, what about the other people who say the N-word or do things like what he did that brought bad press to it? There are other small people who do it too. So I think it's just really the people on top always get blamed the most because everybody likes to blame the people on the top. Anybody who does well, it's their fault and they're bad, and it's just like shut up.
They have the most eyes on them, though. I think that's a little bit fair. They're the most high profile. They're the ones who represent the company.
Yep.
So
that's true, I guess. I mean,
no, it's fair.
I see both sides for sure. But
I can see your
when
side
somebody comes on and they're completely uneducated, it's just like, grow up. I wouldn't knock somebody on my own job and be like, yeah, I don't know her, but like that's scummy. I like, who is someone in your own profession? Come on.
Now, have you said in the past yourself that other cam girls have had issues with some of the things that you've done? Because I've heard that you have said that in the past.
Yeah, of course, for sure. Like other cam girls. The thing is that the cam community, as they want to call it, is very jealous. So anything I do is constantly picked away. They'll watch me, cam girls, and they'll be like, that one time you said that you went out and got drugged and you were like okay with it. I wasn't. And I'm just like, then don't watch my shit. Like, it's just so annoying. Everybody's really jealous, and I just don't care to hear anybody. I just unfollow them all the time. I'm like, whatever.
So it's safe to say that you're not part of the cam girl community. You don't really talk to anybody within it?
I have my friends that I've like met outside, and I have just a few close ones, but no, I don't really like them. They're very consumed with it, and it's just a very jealous job, and I don't like it. I don't care to be jealous or look to anybody or look up. I'm in my own lane, and I don't like to look outside of it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think that's one of the most honest answers that you're going to get. This entire interview has been that way. So thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I will get you out of here on that. Thank you for the time. I appreciate it. And hopefully I can have you back sometime.
Absolutely. Just message me and we can figure something out. So thank you for having me. And thank you for everybody watching and your questions.
No problem at all. Thank you. And have yourself a fantastic day. Get out of that hot car. My God.
Yeah, I'm so excited to get out. Bye-bye.
All right, talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
There you go. AriaNina, everybody. We got almost an hour out of her. And honestly, I thought I was only in about 20 minutes. Pretty fascinating, pretty interesting, I think, overall. I think a lot of people weren't expecting to get to the places that we got. What do you guys think of it? Let's take some calls. I want to open up on Discord. Let's talk about some of the things that we just heard. I want to hear from you guys now. Get into waiting to call. We'll do about 5-10 minutes of your guys' calls, and then we'll get up out of here. We'll roll. We'll skedaddle. We'll vamoose. We'll call it a night and all that good stuff. Sound fun to me. Sounds very, very, very fun. Get in the waiting call. I'm there. Let's get you there, and we'll get the hell up out of here after that. I want to know what you guys thought of the Nina interview. Did it change your perception of her at all? Does anything that you heard do anything differently? You know, that's what I want to know. Let's throw the Discord link in the description box. And then we'll take a couple calls, then we'll get out of here. We ain't leaving yet. We ain't leaving yet. Dave ain't leaving yet. I want to hear from you guys. Boom. There you go. Well, Jade's already got it because Jade's absolutely amazing. I want to thank everybody who's been here. Mr. Vacation, Jade Rabbit, Alt Universe, Oxy, Willie, Max Show. Sorry I didn't ask about all of the things that you were asking about her ass. I apologize for that. Let's take some calls. Let's see if anybody's up in here. All right, let's start with Willie Mac. Why did you want me to ask every question about that girl's asshole?
Because I thought it was hold on, let me turn off the TV. Sorry, I got the game on. Yeah, she sounds I was just making a goof, I guess.
Yo, I know. I'm just giving you a hard time.
But what's crazy is like sorry, I don't have my good microphone with me.
You're good.
On my laptop.
Just spit it, brother.
The fact that she was kind of a home wrecker with the Shay Carl stuff, right? And the fact that she's like proud of it, dude, that's crazy, man. That's kind of messed up, isn't it? It's like a little evil, right?
Well, I don't know about evil. I mean, the way that she tells the story and the way that it seems to be, I don't know. He was pursuing her, and yeah, she outed him, but I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily the worst thing in the world.
Dave, let's not look at that specific example. Let's look at it as
her reaction. You don't like her reaction.
All of this stuff, though. She's like, I find that attractive. I'd like go out of my way.
Well, that's her personal preferences, though. You know, I mean, granted, it's not for me either. Don't get me wrong. Well, that's subjective. Just because it doesn't work for you doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't work for her. Look, I mean, that's the reality. I know that might sound like a political fucking answer, but the reality is, I don't know if it's worth damning her over because she likes to do things that you don't find suitable for yourself. You know, that's the way I look at it. I mean, sometimes, especially when it comes to sex and it comes to these type of things.
But it's going behind people's back, though, I guess is the thing. It's not like I don't like her because she's a cam girl or does porn or whatever, right? That's different. But she's literally like, you know, I'm sure all the wives love that she's doing that, right? I mean, it is, to a degree, objectively kind of fucked up, right?
Well, to an extent, I mean, but it also depends on how you view monogamy. It also depends on how you view it. Like, the reality is she's not forcing any of these men to do anything. She hasn't forced one single solitary man to cheat on a wife. Nothing.
No, it's the devil's temptation.
Well, there's always temptations that, I mean, look, I get your point though. I'm not going to sit here and quibble over if you think that that's wrong. I think that you're completely within your right to do so. Me personally, I'm not going to damn her for it. I'm actually glad that I got a few of the facts corrected tonight on the situation with Ice Poseidon and with Shay Carl in particular, because I feel a little bit better knowing that I was okay with liking her in the first place. Because I did. I like her a lot. I like the way she deals with shit. She's got some steel balls on her. Granted, yeah, she's scary. She's a little aggressive, but she also tells you right up front, doesn't she?
Yeah, no, she does.
So, I mean, if you get involved with her, then you know what you're getting into. Nothing's hidden. You know what I mean? That's what I like. Nothing is hidden with her. You know what you're getting into, so you can make it. It's not like she's luring you in with her fucking vagina of doom and then gotcha, bitch. I'm fucking evil. I'm gonna fuck you up. No, she's letting you know. Don't fuck with me. I'm gonna get you. Okay, I don't know. It's interesting, kind of refreshing in some ways. She could have came on here and lied, man. She could have just fucking lied about whatever. She didn't. I like that.
That's the scary part to me, Dave.
Really?
The scary part to me. But no, I'm glad. It was a good show, Dave. It was a fun guest to have on.
I appreciate that, Willie. I'm sorry I didn't ask her more questions about sticking things in her ass.
No, it made my day that you read all of those.
Of course I did. I'm like, oh, well, yeah. Well, it's hard for me to ignore things stuck in ass. Okay, boom. There you go. All right, Willie, let me get a couple more callers. You too, buddy. Take it easy. Let's bring in Super Tobes. Now, I assume you found... Oh, no, wait. I can't say that because you like the pussy. I totally forgot. What's up, Doug?
Yeah, now I can admire her work as, I'm born again bisexual.
Born again bisexual. Oh, what is the goddamn process that gets you baptized for born again bisexualism? That's what I want to know. Holy God. What did you think of the interview, man? What did you think about AriaNina?
Well, I didn't catch most of it. I was doing something pretty important. But from what I caught from the interview, I had a very negative preconceived notion of Aria. From the stories to her general, how keen and scarce report on her, they make her out to be a very bitchy person.
Right.
But from this interview, she's very down to earth. That struck me like from the moment I came in.
Surprisingly, shook me.
Yeah,
shook the fuck out of me.
Yeah,
threw me off a little bit. I wasn't expecting it. I really wasn't. But she is very relatable.
Yeah, I was
very
expecting
relatable.
Catty, bitchy, I was expecting that, and very brazen. But no.
I don't know if I was expecting catty or bitchy. I was expecting brazen though. I was expecting very brazen behavior, and the fact is, she was just very relatable. She was very nice, very down to earth. It was great. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too.
Very different.
I'd like to see more of her.
Oh yes, I think a lot of men would. Thank you. See, I've never gone and visited her streams because, as we know, Dave don't pay. I don't pay. Dave don't pay.
Well, neither does Tobes.
You don't have to, baby. You just come visit me. I got you.
Wait, are you going to LA this summer?
I am. I am going to go to VidCon this year. Yes.
So I'll hopefully see you there.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's going down.
I'm going to be thin. Like it's not good. This is going to be bad. I might be in your fucking range, your bang zone, for lack of better term.
We'll see about that one.
Oh lordy. Oh shit! All right. Well, you got anything for me, man?
No, I just wanted to say hi. I haven't talked to you in 5 days now.
You count the days. You're so adorable. Oh, it's been 5 days since I've talked to my manses.
You guys are like my only friends, so I just, I have to kind of count the days.
Oh, we love you, buddy. We love you, buddy.
I love you.
All right, man. Let me get this last call out here so I can get up out of here.
Only I can make a interview with a cam girl gay.
Right.
Only I can do that.
Only you. You have a power. You got super gay abilities. It's amazing. You were definitely bitten by a radioactive gay spider. And it's absolutely amazing. Use your powers for good, because with great gay responsibility, or it comes with great power. I fucked that up. Good Lord. All right, get out. You see, you flustered me with all the sex talk. Now I don't know what to do. Talk to you later, buddy.
All right, I'll see you, Dave.
Super toes, everyone, my good buddy. Looks like the final caller of the evening. Santa Claus. What's up, Kyle?
You cut out for some reason.
No, okay. No, you sound good now. Can you hear me now, Kyle?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
You're live. What do you got for me, buddy?
Well, it was definitely an interesting stream, considering we've got a few more facts now.
Right.
And more opinions on the situation, because the way everything was portrayed with Shay Carl, everything like that, it was seen as more Shay Carl was a client of hers, and then she did this. But it was the complete opposite. He wasn't a client, and he caught her on a bad day.
It's interesting. It's pretty fucking interesting, because I really thought that he was a client. I thought there was a client relationship there, and the fact that there wasn't kind of changes everything in my book. I got nothing. That's the thing. Bullets are out of my gun. I got nothing to hit her with. Once that comes out, and that's being the case, there's nothing left, because she really didn't do anything wrong. Look, the only thing you can hit her with is the fact that she outed a boyfriend, which is really what he was. If anything, they had a relationship. He fucking pissed her off. She went after him. That has nothing to do with their business acumen. So guess what? She ain't affecting anybody with it. So I don't give a fuck,
I know she's not morally. People would say it's wrong.
Sure.
With regards to business, it's not wrong at all.
I'm not here to tell her how to live morally. I am not here to, my problem was the fact that she was hurting money, because that's what I thought she was doing, and I was wrong on that. She ain't hurting money. Morally, I don't give a fuck about that. That doesn't matter. I am no one to be telling anybody how to fucking live their lives. She wants to out a boyfriend over that and has nothing to do with anything else. Fucking good for her. That's what she's got to do. She's got to live with the consequences. Same time, doesn't hurt her fucking money, doesn't hurt her business ethics, so it makes the point moot in my book.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there.
What else you got for me, Mr. Santa Claus?
I just have one thing I want to say before I go to the chat. And because I've been going through a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm. You cut out, Xanta. You cut out for a second, buddy.
Shut up and take I've been having wants to say to the chat, I've been having a shit few weeks. And I just want to say thank you to those who reached out to me. People tried to help me, that sort of thing. I just really appreciate it.
Well, everybody loves you, Kyle, and I'm sorry to hear that you're going through hard times again, my friend, and hopefully it'll clear up soon and everything will be okay long term.
Yeah.
All right. You have yourself a fantastic night, buddy.
All right. You too, dude.
Never like to hear my pal going through hard times. Never fun. By the way, big thank you to Chrome Molly for your very generous donation. You're amazing. Because we know this one ain't getting monetized, kids. This one ain't getting monetized. Let's go to Lee, 113, live with Dead on Dave. What do you got?
Hello.
What up?
So, what should I ask?
I don't. You called me. What do you mean? You want me to give you a question? Okay, I'll give you a question. Dave, why am I such a terrible fucking caller? Here, ask me that one. I got a great answer for you.
Why are you such a terrible caller?
No. Why are you such a terrible? Yeah, fuck. I gave you the question, and you still fucked it up. No. Seriously, you got nothing for me.
So, what's up in your life?
I hate you so much right now. I really do. My penis after that interview. Okay, get out of here, Lee. You fucker. Talk to you later. But what the fuck? That's my life. That's my life, and now it's over. Thank you guys very much for joining us right here on Dead on Day Productions. Please keep the conversation going. Let me know what you thought of the interview. As a change of perception of Nina, put it in the comment section below after the video's done. Let's get some interaction going. Help me out. Also, go to Twitter. Tell the world what you thought of my interview with Miss AriaNina. And maybe it'll help. Maybe it'll help a little bit. Maybe get a little positive things going in the life of Miss Nina as far as perception goes, okay? Thank you very much for joining us right here on Dead on Dave Productions. Or no more productions, just Dead on Dave live right here on YouTube. Thank you very much. We will see you next time. Keep it copious, folks. And remember, as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. And peace. Hey guys, make sure you hit that subscription button. Look at me dance. Look at me dance.